This shit my favorite song. You just don't know the words, but I still fuck with you. You just ain't never heard. It go like count that stack, rock that captain, down that jack. All my niggas hit that zit, and all my ladies.
Hello and welcome to the Freelo Report. I'm your host Starrman. Joining me is Eli Sol, Dusty, and X Dawn. Getting right into this, guy is going to shoot some questions out there. Number one thing on my mind: Team Instinct played Urgot top. This is very big. Okay, so Dusty, how does this impact League meta, if at all?
Not at all. Yo, listen, just because one motherfucker got lucky does not mean it impacts anything.
Okay.
So what you're
Eli,
telling
you have
me?
anything to add to that?
So yeah, if you play Urgot against a bad team, you're gonna win. The team they were versing
my
were
God.
obviously bad.
So
right.
what you're telling me is that Urgot top isn't the new meta?
No, it sucks.
I'm gonna agree with Dusty, but in not such an aggressive tone. I don't think it's good. I don't think it will ever be good. And I think that you can play whatever you want. If you're good at it, then it doesn't matter.
My man Eli, bring in the words of wisdom.
Yeah.
All right. Then moving on away from that one, something maybe a little more open-ended here and less black and white. How effective do you guys think that the shot callers overall are in the BSGL, just from variety of teams? What stands out to you? We'll start with Eli this time.
I think that's okay. So I don't know how other teams decide their macro play, except for my own, right? So like my own is specifically one voice, which happens to be myself right now, just because like that's what we decided on. And I think personally it's a good way to do it, not just like float my own boat, because like I don't think I'm good at it. I just think it's the best way to do it. Because like with one voice, it's just one mind working at it, and if everybody can listen to that one mind and respect that person, then it's easy for your team to all be on that one same page. As well as if you have like 3 people doing it, or like 2 people talking all the time, if they say anything that contradicts each other, you immediately get lost. You don't know necessarily which person to go to. Even if you have it set to like this person's number 1, this person's number 2, someone's still gonna question it and be like, oh shit, I don't know if that's right the thing to do. Oh fuck. And then you guys just like go scatterbrained, and then you're just like, oh, we're fucked. So like I think personally that's the best way to do it. I don't know how other teams do it, so I don't know how they decide things, but like to me that's like the optimal way to do it, and it's worked out for us at least in like the last couple of weeks. So that's good. But like I can't really talk about how other teams are doing with it, or like if what they do is right or wrong in my opinion.
Okay, then X Dawn, you have something to add to that or different opinion?
I mean, I think when you look at shot callers, you have to look at teams when they're behind. I mean, when you're ahead, shot calling becomes pretty like common sense. It's like, all right, let's do this. Yeah, it'll probably work because we're kicking their ass. But if you're behind, that's how you really know like who is a good shot caller and what teams really have the shot calling stuff down. Because if you're setting up vision for stuff, you're getting to the objective first, then you can really change the tempo of a game, and people are having to play into you instead of you playing into other people. And in that case, gold leads kind of get thrown out the window if you're playing smarter than they are.
Right, and we've seen that a lot actually with formerly we see Cyber, they fall behind, good shot calls can bring them back into the game, and they're not the only team in the league that have seen that. In fact, Dusty, Gamma's done that a couple times.
Oh,
you want to tell us how it works for you guys?
All right, so about 90% of the games Gamma wins. We're down in gold at like 15 minutes, but working with the shot caller on a consistent basis really has helped our team. I think you can have literally the worst mechanical players this league has ever seen and have a good shot caller and win every game. I really think
is that why Gamma wins?
Yeah, I mean, Resonating
shit.
Octave is the best shot caller in the league, hands down. If anyone wants to contest that, hit me up in the DMs.
All right, Dusty, I can test that. I'll hit you up, not in the DMs, but right here, and we'll see that. We'll see that Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, that actually brings it up. So, guys, next week, obviously, we have teams from or players from both camps here, or not a player. Dusty's obviously a coach, but okay, Club Ice versus Gamma matchup this week. We'll start with X Dawn since he's kind of an almost neutral party here. What do you think about this matchup?
I mean, I'm gonna favor Gamma just a little bit. Club Ice, I mean, they're not bad. They're very middle of the pack, but they also don't have they don't have anything that impresses me either. I mean, just pretty standard play, pretty like what you would expect. Unless they pull out some cheese, even then they probably don't know how to play it, so it'll be fine.
Okay, Eli, your turn to respond to that one.
Respect all, fear none. See you Sunday.
All right.
Dusty, last word.
Want me to add to the? All right. So my boy Zegri's gonna absolutely stomp Fred Fredersen just like he did in MSI. Every
God.
single lane done.
Oh,
All right. My boy Octave will absolutely destroy Lefty. We'll have a giant CS lead on him, out gank him, and everything. You know, Vel'Koz. I'm sorry, Eli. Vel'Koz beats you in every aspect. He will solo kill you for first blood and destroy you in farm.
Okay,
Hold on.
Hold on. Wait 1 second. I have to bring up another question here. So I have the stats in front of me right here.
Yeah.
The bot lane from Club Ice, definitely arguably one of the best bot lanes in the game, and the game on the other hand struggles to even field a consistent support. So I mean, we gotta be real here. That's pretty big issue on the bot side.
The game isn't solely decided by bots. I think my boy Zayd outclasses Dotted twice. I think Kirei's a very solid support, and I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I think overall every lane has a favorable position, and our shot caller is 10 times better.
Okay, hold on. Well, Eli, you seem kind of stunned by that one. Anything now to add before we move on?
No, I don't take place in trash talk. I just laugh at Dusty after I shit on him.
Oh. All right.
Okay, all right.
You know what? No, fuck this. I'm trash talking.
ouch.
Killed every mid laner in this league except for fucking one person. So, fuck you, Dusty.
When did you solo kill Vel'Koz?
Okay, sorry. He wasn't fucking in the league when I got to play against him.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fucking solo
And we
kill
still
that.
beat you guys, didn't we? We still
Okay,
won, didn't
okay.
we?
Hold on. Hold on now.
Pretty sure we won, though.
Let's move on to another topic here.
Something a little less heated.
Yeah, I love you.
So
You're my boy.
let's talk specifically about target bans versus OP general bans, and we could start with Dusty on this one.
Okay, so I think target bans are actually hugely important to winning games because you have people like Fred who one-trick Irelia. So if you just ban it instead of the OP, well, you know, you're perfectly fine. Because most of these people do not know how to properly play the OP champions efficiently because they haven't had enough time on the patch. So in turn, you know, you'll just win off of target banning their only champions.
Okay, Exton, let's move on to you. OPs versus target bans.
I think if you're going into ranked, you just ban the OPs because like this shit's annoying. You go into ranked, you're like, all right, GP, I'm not dealing with that shit. Maybe Ashe, I'm not dealing with that shit. And then but especially in BSGL, what's kind of interesting is that you can see players' match history, you can see their game history, and so off of that, you can make an informed decision. Like, all right, they're at their best when they play this, and you can just be like, all right, so we don't want to play against this, and we can have them pick their second best or their third best, in which case we can draft something or they can draft something that we can play into that even counters that, and then in that case, yeah, you definitely want to go with whatever the hell it's called. Fucking
Target
bans over OPs. Sorry.
All right, hand it back over to Eli. Opinions.
Yeah, I kind of agree with them. So like in professional play, it's different than like what we do, obviously. But like they're both like competitive. Don't get me wrong. Like we always want to win. But in like LCS and like professional leagues like that a lot of people watch, it's a lot of OP bans and then like random target bans against players like Huhi or like Fly and LCK with like a really Soul, just the one I know just off the top of my head, just because I have a fetish for it. Keep the rule 34 out of here. But like in our play, it's not the same. You can't just ban away OPs just because not that many people, like Dusty said, play them. There's like 3 other people other than myself that play Vladimir, and like that champion's ridiculous still. There's like 4 people that play Ashe in like the whole league. And the rest of them will barely pick it. So that's weird to me still. But so like there are obviously champions that are like out of this world that like obviously need changed. And I think it'll change some of this patch because like obviously there's only 380 carries that were like worth playing in a professional level. And I think that actually changes now with like this patch. So it changes a little bit. But it is weird to me that like people don't play any of these OPs. Like I get the fact that you play these target picks, like the picks that you love. And I understand like that makes sense to ban them out. But I think people need to realize that like they're getting banned out nonstop, so you need to adapt to start playing the OP champions because there's a reason that they're OP.
Can I add something to that?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
I guess I'm not the fucking host.
I think when champions are super OP like Ahri, which is an extremely complex champion, players that are elo rating shouldn't play them because you won't be able to understand the complexity and what the champion's actually supposed to do. So playing them is just inefficient. So I think comfort picks to a degree when they're simple champions are extremely a lot more useful than OP picks. So that's why target banning is extremely prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so another thing, moving more away just to kind of broader things about League of Legends, not necessarily in the BSGL, but with the new update, there's a lot of nerfs, some gangplank stuff. What do you guys think new OPs are going to be showing up in this patch? And we'll start right off with Dusty, right back at you.
All right, you hit me hard on this one. I think Jinx is going to come back in the meta, super speed. I think Twitch is going to become extremely strong because a lot of the lane bullies are being nerfed, like Ashe and Jhin. I think in top lane, Malphite, and I think Jace is actually going to become the top pick in mid and top lane. He's going to be extremely strong with the new AD ratios. I think more pokey, maybe bursty mid laners are coming back in the meta because you're going to have to. It's more tanky now because of Malphite, right? Because if Malphite comes back into the meta, Engage is going to be super strong. So that means Jan is coming back into the meta with super and disengage and stuff like that. I think it's going to be scaling ADs, like top lane super tanks, gank heavy mids like Elise and Graves, stuff like that, and super bursty mids.
Fair enough. X-Don, we'll move right over to you in that one.
I definitely think Malphite's gonna come back pretty strong. I don't know why they felt they needed to touch him as hard as they did, but they definitely unleashed a rock in the top lane. Also, I don't really think too many different AD carries are going to become too more prevalent, just simply because we're such an engage pick focused meta, I feel. It's not really like a Siege War or anything like that. Like if I see a Jinx in the bot lane, I get excited because I know it's going to be pretty much a free kill as long as I can coordinate with one other person.
Next on, so does she get excited? That's literally her passive.
No, and I make sure she doesn't get excited. I make
okay.
sure the ladies don't get excited. Okay.
Hey man, if the Jinx is good, he'll just crap on you.
No, if the Jinx is good, she'll live for like 0.3 seconds longer. But there's, like I don't know. Yeah.
Eli, obviously jockeying for the bit there. You got stuff to add?
I think the only thing that excessively changes from this patch is AD and jungle. I think top stays the same. They like randomly nerfed or buffed Riven, and
God.
This is like out of nowhere. Like I don't know why they did this for like any reason. And I don't think it'll change BSGL wise, but I think it'll change like in other places. Like Riven might start getting played more. I don't think this Jace thing is gonna change that much. It makes his like all in better because it's the transformation to your hammer form that gets an AD ratio. But I don't like it's whatever. How often are you like all-inning in hammer form as Jace like nonstop? Over half your lane is cannon form spamming EQ. So like I don't think it's that big of a deal. But like obviously like Gragas took a hit and like Rek'Sai alt got like destroyed again. This champion, I saw this post the other day. It was like Rek'Sai's gotten nerfed like 7 times and never buffed.
Yeah.
That blows my mind. That like you just have to keep just shoving up the champion's asshole until like it just not exist anymore. Like that's not okay. Like I don't know. Like I don't think it's gonna change that much. I think it's only jungle and AD that'll change. How it'll change, I don't know. I mean, Hecarim's still like a viable jungler. Like that's really good. And I think Gragas is still like okay, but like Rek'Sai might lose some play. And then I think you're right. I think you're really.
Yeah, I think he's completely out of the meta with the change. I think the E cooldown super huge for his early game ganking, and the alt change will just completely kill him. I think he's out of the meta completely. And I think
that's definitely a possibility.
Yeah. 0.55 seconds. Oh, whatever. Fuck.
Yeah, that gives you 0.5 seconds to flash to E as Lucian. Like you can literally E as Lucian so much easier now.
Dude, on a ping higher than 20, you don't even have the reaction time.
Hold on.
Oh man.
Oh
man.
I mean, you
Before we get into a battle about skill here, obviously it's gonna reduce reaction time a little bit. Whether it's effective is arguable, but we're gonna move on to something else now. The bigger point, and I think going to spark even more controversy, changes to towers. Now, I'm just going to go ahead. Maybe some people don't know. I'm going to talk about the changes real quick to make sure everyone knows exactly what they are. So the changes to tower and how it focuses is now, tower, when a ally is within 1,400 units of the tower and comes under attack, as long as the enemy is within tower range, it will attack it. Tower range is only 740 or thereabouts. For formally, if the allied champion was outside of 740, that turret range, then even if the enemy champion was standing right next to tower, the tower would not focus them. So this means that now turret hugging is going to be more effective and you can kind of back away. The second change is they reverted something, going back to the way it was, which is now when turret runs out of minions to attack and there's allies nearby, or enemies nearby, it attacks the enemy champion that is closest to the tower instead of a random enemy at chance. So we're going to start with Eli on this one. How do you think it's going to affect things for the most part in the BSGL?
Okay, so like the thing about it attacking the closest champion instead of the person that killed the last minion or hit the last minion, or was like whoever targeted. I don't even know. I never understood it.
It was random actually.
Was it?
It was random, yeah.
Okay, so like the thing about it like doing random and now it's like the person closest to it is just like I think that's more quality of life than anything, because that's like, thank God. the number of times I've been like on a tower as like any mid laner and like auto attacking it, and like I have a tank right in front of me tanking it, and it's just like, oh, let's just hit the Orianna. Like I don't care about this tank. I'm like, why are you hitting me? There's obviously got to be some like reasoning to this madness, and there was none. It was ridiculous. Like that's, thank God. But the whole like hitting people even if they're within 1400 range of the turret, that only really matters in the mid lane turret, the mid lane outer, inner, and even like inner and inhib turret, because I mean 1400 range in the top lane is going to be, I mean that shouldn't come into play. So I don't think it's, Dusty was saying it was a big deal when we were talking about it earlier, but like I don't think it's, to me it's like whatever, like just don't hit the person, take your tower and move on. I don't care.
Well,
like okay, like if they're within close enough range to dive them, you're gonna dive them and kill them real quick anyway. Like I don't think you need to be hitting someone. Just take your tower real quick and just walk on. I don't think it's gonna change that much.
I think the biggest impact there is actually bot lane perspective wise, because ADs, when you have two ADs with a combined range of close to 500 and you're engaging, then you can get to the point where the defending AD is pushed back behind the turret range and being attacked by the AD who's standing next to an enemy tower. But obviously, like you say, that's all more of a problem probably mid lane. But Dusty, you have something to say about this?
Yeah. I think in competitive play at the top level, it changes the game completely on how diving dynamic works. But BSGL doesn't change anything because teams don't have enough complex strategies to be able to dive. Like you never see really anybody diving in this league. I mean, I think it's completely like stupid that no one does and no one tries to figure out how to, but it just doesn't happen. Like you can ask Dawn. I've tried to help our team dive, tried to explain it, but I think it's a bit too complex at the current moment for teams to really understand, so it won't change much at all. It won't change anything.
Okay, well, Dawn, now spotlight's on you. What do you think about this?
Well, seeing as, I mean, just as a support player, you're kind of always looking for the dive. You're always trying to set up the dive with the jungler, with your top laner. This changes the game a lot for me because now they can kite underneath tower a lot further and we'll still be taking hits, which is huge. And it's just going to be a lot of adjustment. It's going to take a while in order to like really find out what your limitations are now, especially with ADs. Because if your AD is trying to go and where they would normally be able to chase next to the tower and shoot their AD, they'll be getting hit by tower if you don't have aggro already. So it's going to require a lot more communication, and you're definitely going to see a lot more deaths under tower, regardless.
Okay, so that's about all we had on the table for today, guys. Anybody have something they want to go back to or talk about, or another point they want to add to this?
Wait, you mean like a new topic?
A new topic or an old topic you feel like we
Okay,
didn't address
I have
completely?
a topic. I want us to talk about what we think the standings will be.
Okay. Well, you start us off then, Dusty.
Can I hit us all? Okay, so here's my prediction. I think Club Ice doesn't win any more games at all. I think their games are completely over. I think Abandoned Gaming Black drops down and Instinct takes their spot. I think Instinct is a super good team. I think Gamma takes first place easily. I think Club Ice will come in like third or fourth place, so Instinct in second. So I think Instinct is the second best team in the league. I think Ferocity will make playoffs instead of Cyber. And that's my prediction.
Okay, Eli. Obviously, he just kind of hit on Club Ice pretty hard there.
club nice is all I'm gonna say.
He's speechless.
Okay.
Speechless.
Very
I,
good move there.
I just can't believe Dusty, like, isn't. Do you take like meds to make you this crazy, or like?
I'll tell you what I take.
It's just like
I take
straight from the womb idiocy.
Hey man,
Whoa.
I take a big fresh dose of
Okay,
League of
okay,
Legends every
Dusty, hold
morning.
on, Dusty.
So
We're gonna-
solo queue made you this way.
Yeah, man, I hate solo.
This is what dynamic queue has done. Change it right now,
Wow.
please.
Well,
Dynamic.
before that even gets started, Dusty, you've had your shots fired. Now you get to come under fire and no return. That's all we have for today. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and we'll get these little quarrels settled out in the Rift. I think next week it's going to be quite big. Can't wait to see that. Thanks everyone for watching, and we'll catch you next time on the Freelo Report.
Goodbye.
Fuck you.